So in particular, the areas where we hold tension are the hips and the lower back, of course up in the shoulders, around the back of the neck and the jaw, around the forehead and the little muscles around the eyes. So as you begin to deepen and lengthen your breath, just focus on any tightness you might be holding in those areas, and as you exhale, try and release some of that tension. So the inhale is very conscious, and the exhale is very releasing. And although you don't actually breathe into your hips or your lower back, you can sort of consciously imagine that that's what you're doing, and it can really help to relax those areas if you feel like you're taking the breath into your tight hips, and as you exhale you're releasing that tightness. It can really help those areas begin to consciously relax. And now, if you wish to, you can place your hands on your belly. Otherwise, just take your focus and attention into your belly area and begin to deepen the breath into the belly. Allow the belly to rise on the inhale and fall on the exhale. And just making sure that breath is a little longer than its natural state now, a little longer and fuller. And then if you're comfortable with the three-part breath, the yoga three-part breath pattern, then just shift into it, finding those three separate areas of breath in the belly, the ribs, and the chest. Trying to make each section as slow and full as it can be. And as you exhale, really exhaling completely, right till the very end of the breath, focusing on that full exhalation before you begin the next inhale. And then taking the hands to the outsides of the knees, let's just hug the knees into the chest and just rock a little from side to side, just melting the lower back into the floor, maybe some circles with the knees. And we'll start with our warm-up stretches as we do each week. Taking the arms wide, let's drop the knees to the right, turning the head to the left, and just squeezing that left shoulder blade back to the floor and feeling that twist through the spine. The breath is steady. And then we'll pull the belly muscles in to bring the knees back up and over the other way. And again, the focus is not only on the twist through the spine, but squeezing back the right shoulder blade into the floor and lengthening out through the right fingertips. And the breath is steady. And then again, use the belly muscles to bring the legs back up, placing the feet flat, crossing the right ankle over the left knee, threading the hands through, pulling that left knee into the chest, squeezing the right knee away, and just feel deep into the hip and the glutes, steadying out the breath. And then place that left leg down, extend the right leg up, And begin to press the heel away as you feel the stretch right through the back of the leg. If your knee is straight, you can start to gently draw the leg towards you. Good, let's switch it out. Crossing left ankle over right knee. And just threading the hand through, pulling the right knee in. Make sure that you're also squeezing the left knee away to get right into that hip. Breath is steady. And then place that foot down and extend the left foot up, trying to straighten into the back of the leg as much as you can, pressing the heel away. And then just move it to happy baby pose. And then we'll just gently rock up to sitting and extend the legs out in front. Well made. And reaching forwards for the feet. Just beginning to lengthen into the backs of the legs as well as the arm lines and into the upper back. So if you've got a hold of your feet, begin to press your toes away and feel more stretch into the arms, right up into the lats. It can be a lovely stretch into that upper back area. Great, let's swing the legs around and come to our full point kneeling. We'll take a few rounds of cat-cow. Finding that vinyasa, that flow of breath with movement, starting the inhale with the beginning of the movement, starting the exhale with the beginning of your cat. Full long deep breaths. And because we're thinking about core this week, really take your attention to your belly muscles that are soft and relaxed as you come up into cow. And as you move to cat, that really fully engaged, you pull the belly right in towards the spine. And then work on releasing again. And then just gently drop the hips to the heels, reach the fingertips forwards, stretch out. Once again into the arms and upper back. When you're ready, let's tuck the toes and move it to downward facing dog. And begin to pedal out the heels, bending, stretching opposite legs. Lengthening into the calves and the Achilles as you do so. Maybe a single-legged dog to stretch open into the hips. And then we'll slowly walk the feet to the front of the mat. We'll put our hip flexor stretches into our first round of sun salutations. So just hang like a ragdoll at the front of the mat and just feel that length and stretch right through the back line of the body. And then releasing the hands, just soften your knees and roll up one bone at a time. Come up to stand, interlace the hands. Let's open and stretch the chest as we will need our chest muscles. And then into the upper back. And release. Good. Have a bit of a shake out of everything. So I'm going to be offering up a few drills in our strength week. So as always, just take the drills you can and forget the ones you can't, but always do a little bit more than you think you can, because the body's capable of more than you think, always. So coming to the front of the mat, I say in Strength Week, get to the point where you can't do another one and then do 2 more and then have a rest. That's how we build strength. So just take a couple of breaths here. But we'll just open with a nice gentle sun salutation 8. Let's inhale the arms up. Exhale, folding to the floor. Stepping the right leg back and dropping the knee. Let's just settle into our low lunge here. If you're feeling flexible, you can bring the hands to the knee. If you're not, rest your fingertips on the floor and just breathe into that stretch. Good, and then either adding in a twist here, right hand down, left arm up, or reach all the way back for your back foot and add in a quadricep stretch. Good, let's take both hands to the floor and step to plank. So a lot of emphasis on our plank this week. Really making sure, please, that you're tucking your tailbone under. Drop your hips a fraction, Sarah. Bring them in line with your shoulders and heels. Pick up your kneecaps, push your heels away. Suck your belly in. So if it feels too much at any time, just dropping the knees. Great. Let's drop the knees, the chest, and hover the chin, trying to keep the hips as high as long as you can. Elbows in at the sides. Good, Carolyn. Good. And then coming down. Inhale, a baby cobra. Just flip the feet for me. Exhale, come down. Inhale, middle cobra lifts. Exhale, down. Inhale, high cobra, rolling the shoulders back and down. Chest lifts. Just pause for a moment. Take an extra breath. Feel the back bend in the body. And push back into child's pose. Reset your breath. And then let's tuck the toes and move to downward facing dog. And we'll pulse it out here. Inhale, both heels lift. Exhale, heels squeeze down. 2 more. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, lower. 1 more. Good. And then either staying here for a slightly easier sequence, or inhale, the right leg lifts into single dog. And we're going to move straight to side plank. So side plank on the left hand and left foot. Either step the right foot in front of the left, or if you're feeling strong, stack it on top. Or of course, you can always drop the left knee and modify your side plank. Or you can hang out in down dog. Good. And then stepping the right foot back between the hands and dropping the back knee. Good. Let's either keep the fingertips down or bring the hands to the knee. And feel that stretch on the other side. Good. And then either offering the twist with the right arm up or reaching all the way around and catching the back foot. Good. Both hands down. Let's step forwards. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, forward fold, catching the shins or ankles. Begin to pull yourself into a deeper forward bend. And then release, soften the knees, roll up through the spine. Inhaling, arms lift. Exhale, Samasthiti. Let's do the left side. Inhale, reaching up. Exhale, forward fold. Into 3 pulses. Let's step the left leg back, dropping the knee. And 3 pulses. Inhale, rising up. Exhale, sink the hips down. So each pulse taking us a fraction deeper into the hip flexor stretch. 1 more time. Get nice and deep into your lunge and hold it there. Can we straighten the elbows and pull the shoulders away from the ears? Lovely. Take an extra breath here. Feel that stretch. Exhale, hands come down. Inhale, stepping to plank. Just check in with your alignment. Again, check in with the strength through the core. Check in with the breath. Very nice. Yep. Push forwards through the toes, knees, chest, hover the chin. Keep the hips high as long as you can. And then release down. Very nice. Straight to high cobra. Flip your feet. Relax your shoulders. Soften your glutes. And come up as high as your lower back can do. So come down if it feels too much. And then we'll push back into child, stretching the fingertips forwards, softening the breath again. Good, let's tuck the toes, moving to downward facing dog. We'll start with our 3 pulses. Inhale, both heels lift. Exhale, the heels lower. 2 more. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, squeezing down. 1 more. And then once again, if you wish, left leg lifts into single dog, or you stay in down dog. And then option to come to side plank or modified side plank. This time on the right hand and foot. Make sure you don't collapse into the lower shoulder and keep the hips high. Breath is steady. And then both hands come down and we'll step the left foot between the hands and drop the back knee. Yeah, so that's a good modification. If you need to, just drop both knees and help the foot forwards. Inhale, rising up. Exhale, pulsing down. 2 more. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. 1 more time. Get nice and deep into the lunge. Hold it there for a breath. And then bring the hands down. Let's step forwards. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold. Catch again the ankles and begin to get a bit deeper into the hamstrings. Release, roll up, soften the knees. Inhaling, the arms lift. Samasthiti. Take a deep breath in. And exhale. Good, so let's move on to our sequence for this month. Just turn off the lovely, gentle piano music, put on something a bit harder. Okay. Let's try that. Okay, so adding in the strength work as we move now. So I'm going to put in 2, 3, let's put in 2, 3 if you want. Push-ups every time you do a vinyasa. So you're in your sun salutation, you step back to plank. These are tricep push-ups, okay? That means the index finger points forwards and the rest of the fingers splay out. The hands are about shoulder width, not wide. And when you bend your elbows, they come back towards your ribs. So this is a tricep push-up, yeah? Chest press up, hands are wider. The middle finger points forwards and the elbows go out, okay? But we're going to be doing tricep push-ups for now. We may come to the chest press-ups later. They can look like that. That's a full tricep push-up. They can look like that. They can even just look like that, okay? I'd rather see you do that than this start to happen. So really focus on squeezing the shoulders away and keeping your form, and only go down as far as you can with your form intact. 2 of those, and then we go down for the rest of the vinyasa, up dog, down dog. When you get to your down dog, if you're coming for the side planks again, you'll either hang out in down dog if you don't want to, or you'll be inhaling up into your single dog, and then moving to your side plank, which will either look like that or like that. But then I want you to come back to there. All right, this will be the next pose, the twisted runner's lunge. And I'd really like you to try and get there from side plank without this hand moving. Just an extra challenge. Of course, if you're in down dog, you'll drop your knees, step forwards, and then find your twist. Okay, so lots of variations to where you want to go. Let's bring the hands to the heart. Just find that breath again. And let's go. Inhaling the arms up. Exhale, forward fold. We're going to step the right leg back, turning the heel down and lifting the right hand up. So we're in the same side twist. Swap hands, Sandra, for me. That's it. Now, you can be on your left fingertips, or you can be palm flat if you've got the hip flexibility to do so. Or you can rest your elbow on your knee as we take it to Parsvakonasana. So we're going into side angle pose. You really want to start to pull the right shoulder and hip back, and then bring the fingertips all the way towards me, to the front of the room, and just feel that long side angle pose. Of course, you may still have your hand on the floor And we're going to take a couple of breaths here. Good. Now, if you want a bit more strength, can you train track your arms? That means the arms come to parallel. We're going to hold this for 3 breaths. Keep the body turning for 3. Lovely. 2, 1. Good. Gently coming up to stand. Take that release for a moment. Heel toe the back foot in so that your stance is a little shorter. Your feet are at 90 degrees. We're coming to triangle pose. Inhale, float the arms up. Push the hips away, reach through your fingers, keep your front leg straight, and just tip into triangle pose. So the arms are directly stacked one above the other. The left hand slides down the left leg. And then again, if you want that bigger strength experience, you're going to train track the arms. So bring the top arm forwards a little, lovely. Good, Zoe. And then breathe there, using your core to support you for 3, for 2. Good, keep your arms where they are and inhale, come up. Those of you who weren't train tracking, lift the arms up now. And then as you reverse your triangle, try and keep the arms parallel. So go back, away from me, Sarah, towards the back wall. That's it. If that's too much, release the right arm to the right leg. One more breath here. Lovely. Then coming up, let's windmill the hands to the floor, lifting your back heel. And we're going to step to plank. And you've got your 2 or 3 yogi push-ups. Make sure they're tricep push-ups, please. Knees up or down, your choice. Just doing your 3 press-ups. Chris, you could do some of these today if you like. It's good strengthening work. And then let's release knees, chest, chin, or chaturanga. And then coming to your up dog or cobra. Take a moment in your back bend. And then really take your cow pose before, Chris, before up child's pose. Really take cow and cat, yeah. So you're still getting the back bend. And then dropping to child's, lovely. Good. Oh my goodness, I'm sorry, I just can't find the right music today. Maybe a bit more like what I want. Right, when you're ready, tucking the toes into downward facing dog. Let's put 3 pulses in first just to reset the body. Inhale, rise up onto the toes. Exhale, heels squeeze down. 2 more. Inhale, lifting up. Exhale, lowering. 1 more time. And then you're either going to settle in your down dog, which is a strength pose too. It's not an easy pose to hang out in. Or you're coming with me, right leg lifts, and you're finding that side plank or modified side plank on the left arm and foot. Taking 3 breaths, holding your side plank, please. Keep pressing the mat away through the left shoulder, lifting the hips up, and the breath is steady. And then we're coming to twisted runner's lunge. So you want your right foot at the front of your mat. If you can do that, keeping the right arm up, then all the better. Otherwise, make your way there by stepping the right foot forwards, right foot forwards. So step your right foot to the front of your mat, just come to a lunge, there you go. And then left hand down, left knee lifts, and twist, lovely. Good, so really working rotation through the shoulders. Take another breath here. Good, and then both hands come down. We're going to move into our balances now. So you're going to walk the hands forwards, and level 2 people, that's the more advanced one. So you're going to go straight up into a standing split. Level 1, just hop the back foot in first, and then slowly begin to lift it off the floor and find your balance. Level 2, you can begin to walk the hands back and take your head towards your knee. Everyone try and get your back knee as straight as you can and your core is engaged. Good. Level 2, move straight to warrior 3. Level 1, drop your back foot and then square your hips, lift it again, and then see if you can float one or both arms off the floor. Maybe just one arm. Good. Couple more breaths. Level 2, slowly move to warrior 2 by bending your warrior 1 by bending your front knee and tapping the back foot down. Everyone take your back foot to the back of the mat. Lovely. Put your heel on the floor and then slowly lift the arms up. Great, we're in warrior 1. Let's pulse it. Inhale, lifting up. Exhale, pulsing down. 2 more. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower 1 more time. Good. Get nice and deep into warrior 1. If you want more strength work, reach forwards into warrior 1, but that's optional. You don't need to go there. Couple more breaths. And then using your core strength, gently bring yourself back up, straighten the leg, and release the arms. So once again, we're going to bring the back foot in a little bit and turn the hips and shoulders to face me. So your back foot's at 45 degrees, allowing the back hip to come around. So just turn your back toes more forwards, a bit more, bit more, bit more. Yeah, so that you can bring this hip round. Good. And then we're going to bring the hands to the hips, lift and lengthen. We're only going to come halfway to begin with. And I want you to really find that lift through the belly, the length through the crown of the head, and pushing into your back heel to help you find your balance as you release your left arm onto your shin or your knee, or maybe your ankle, or maybe level 2 outside your right foot. And then level 1, you're just going to start to lift your top arm towards the ceiling. Level 2, begin to twist by turning your head and looking upwards, and then rotating your shoulder girdle. It's a tricky pose. Breathe there for 3, for 2. Good. Release both hands to your leg or to the floor and fold over your front leg. You can be relatively passive here. Try and keep the legs straight if you can. And then level 2, one more strength work. Come up halfway and swim the arms outwards and forwards. This is really tough on the legs. Hold it there for 3, for 2, and for 1. Release. Everyone step forwards. Inhale, look up. Exhale, fold. Good. Catch your breath for a moment. We're not done yet. Just bring the feet a little bit apart, hips width apart. Padangusthasana, grabbing the big toes with the first 2 fingers. Begin to pull yourself into your forward bend. Now just check my bind, please. I'm using my index finger and my middle finger. My palms face each other. And then watch my elbows. If you've got the flexibility, they bend that way to pull you towards your thighs and knees. So you're getting a nice stretch into the hamstrings. Level 2, I've got one more treat for you. Level 1, stay where you are. Level 2, come up halfway. Tip your weight into your left foot and casually float the right leg up, if you can, for a couple of breaths. Good. It's impossible. Release and roll up through the spine. Inhaling the arms, lifting up. Take a deep breath in and exhale. Good. Just reset your breath for a moment. Just let all that yoga wash through your body. Lots of strength work. Good. Let's focus on the other side. Inhaling the arms, lift. Exhale, forward fold. We're going to step the left leg back, turn the heel down, and then either bring your elbow to your knee, on your fingertips, or on your palm. Begin to float the left arm up. Good. Work on pulling back left shoulder and hip, and then floating the left arm all the way over towards the front of the room. Level 2, train track your arms if you wish more strength work. Breathe here for 3, for 2. Good. Using your core, let everyone come up. Good. Just release the arms for a moment. Bring the back foot in a little bit for triangle. Feet at 90. Inhale, float up. Push the hips away. Reach through the right fingers and tip into triangle pose. Begin to pull that left hip and shoulder back. Option to train track the arms again. Quite tricky in triangle. Engaging through the core. Breathing for 3, for 2, For one. Good. Let's all come up on an inhale, bringing the arms up either sides of the ears. Exhale, either keep them there as you reverse your triangle or float the right hand down, left hand down to the left thigh. So reverse, Annabelle, go away from me. That's it. And then release the left arm if you wish. Okay, bit of cramp. And then inhale, coming up. Let's windmill the arms, picking up the back heel and coming down to our lunge. Good. Stepping to plank. 3 or 2 tricep push-ups, modified or not, your choice, but be strong, be clean in your form. And then you're going to lower to knees, chest, chin, or chaturanga, coming up to your back bend, cobra or up dog. And then just taking your child's pose and breathe. And then we'll move to down dog, tucking the toes. Let's pulse the heels up as you inhale. Exhale, squeeze the heels down. 2 more. Inhale, lifting up. Exhale, lowering. 1 more time. And then either settling in your downward facing dog or level 2, lifting that left leg high to single dog. And then finding your side plank on the right hand and right foot. And breathing for 3, for 2. If you're in down dog, you're going to step the left foot to the front of the mat. If you're level 2, you're going to try and keep the left hand up as you step the left foot forwards. And then picking up the back knee, right hand down, left hand up. Good. Carolyn, lift your heel so you don't twist the knee. Just lift it up a bit more. There you go, lovely. Good. Hips sink, chest twists. Shoulders turn, steadying the breath. And we're coming straight to standing split. So hands in front and just lift the back leg for level 2. Level 1, maybe hop the back foot in first. And then lift the back leg slowly. Just as high as you're able. Doesn't have to be very high. Level 2, kick it up. Straighten the knee, head to knee. And possibly walk the hands back towards the foot as well. Let's breathe here. 3, 2, 1. And then level 2, straight to warrior 3. Level 1, you might want to just give the leg a break first. And then lift it a little way off the floor. And then attempt to lift one or both arms towards warrior 3. Good. Level 2, bending the front knee. Find warrior 1 slowly. Everyone step the back foot to the back of the mat, turn the heel down, and then float the arms up to warrior 1. Good, let's pulse it here. Inhale up, exhale lower, 2 more. And lower. 1 more time. Get nice and deep into warrior 1, level 2. You can float forwards, working into the strength of the pose. Good. And then let's all come up. Release the arms down. Step the back foot in a little bit. Get the heels in line and the back toes pointing forwards as you square the hips towards me. So Sandra, bring the back hip right round. Yeah. Good. Yeah. Inhale, lift and lengthen. Hands on the hips. Come halfway and work on grounding down through the back heel, lifting the belly and lengthening through the crown of the head. And then we're going to start to release the right hand to the shin, ankle, or possibly outside the foot. Level 1, just now work on beginning to lift left hand to ceiling. Level 2, do that, and then twist the shoulders and begin to turn the head either to the wall or the ceiling, working on that rotation. Breathe. And then everyone bring both hands to the front leg or to the floor outside the foot and release your head towards your knee. And then last little bit of strength work, level 2, come up halfway, swim the arms out and forwards. Breathe 3, breathe 2, breathe 1, release down, step the feet hips width apart at the front of the mat, grab the big toes with the first 2 fingers, inhale, look up, and exhale, fold into Padangusthasana. Take a couple of breaths here. Good, level 2, looking up, transfer the weight into the right leg and float the left leg up. And then release. Whoa! And then soften the knees, roll up through the spine. Let's inhale, the arms coming up. Exhale. Just close the eyes and let that yoga sink into the body. And then let's shake everything out. Well done. Not easy, that sequence. Okay. So I'm going to maintain that emphasis on the upper body strength work. So if you're really beginning to tire in the arms, then just start to cut it out or take the modifications. Otherwise, you can keep working. Bringing the hands to the heart, just reset your breath. Good, let's inhale, the arms lift. And exhale, forward fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, step both feet back to plank and put in your tricep push-ups, 3 or 2 of them, modified or not. Keep the strength in the upper back, the shoulders away from the ears, and the core engaged. Good. And then let's drop the knees and just stretch it back into child's pose and reset your breath. So we're going to do plank to side plank, I suppose it is. Going to be lifting the arm up to the ceiling. So that can look like several ways. This is going to be more of a chest press up. So the hands are now wide, the middle finger points forwards, and when you bend your elbows, they're going to be out to the side. So the full pose looks like this. It's a chest press up as low as you can go. And then watch my feet. I roll onto the sides of my feet and I lift the arm up to the sky. And then I come back and I do the other side. Chest press up, roll onto the feet and lift. So if you don't want to go for a full chest press up, you're going to be on your elbows and you're just going to lift and come back to your forearm plank. So that's a medium level. And then the easier level is just to be in plank and to do the lifts. And of course, that can also look like being on my knees and coming to modified side plank. So it can look like that if you've got any shoulder or neck issues, okay? So we're going to do 3 of these, take a break, and then do another 3. So a couple of rounds. So coming to plank or forearm plank, make sure the hands are a bit wider if you're going into the chest press up. And let's do 3. So lowering down if you wish to, and then taking that side lift, and then coming back, option to take that press up. Good. And then taking the other side into the lift. 1 more, so you'll do 2 on one side, and make a note which side has got the most, so that we can be even. And then we're just going to take a threaded child, where we drop back into child's pose and thread the right arm under and just settle back into child's pose. Good, let's come back to plank or forearm plank. You don't need to do the press-ups. Remember, if you don't have that shoulder strength yet. So we're going to do 3 more. Make sure that you go the other way first to balance yourself out. Great. Very nice, everyone. Good. And then taking threaded child with the left arm going under. Good. Level 1, you're just going to come to lie on your belly in sort of any inelegant way or elegant way that you wish. Level 2, cat through tunnel, please. Skim your chin right along your mat, working your shoulders until you're lying on your tummy. You might be a squished cat, that's fine, that happens. Okay, let's bring the hands back. Oh no, we're moving into bow. Let's bring the arms forwards. So your chin is resting on the floor, the feet are hips width apart. Keeping the left arm where it is, bending the right knee, catching the right ankle in the right hand. Now, as I say every week, we're not lifting. No, that's fine. You're going to keep this arm out in front, but bend your knee. And then when you come to bow, you're going to pick it up from your buttock, because you'll still be working the same muscles. Because what I was about to say to the rest was that you don't lift with your arm, you kick with your foot. So your foot is lifting your hand, so you'll still be working the same muscles. So you're going to start to kick. And Sakara, if you don't want to hold it, you can do like Sarah. You're just going to kick the foot up to the ceiling. You're still working the same muscles. Level 2, maybe we can get a lift with the left limbs. Keep lifting high, high, high to the sky. Yes, good. And release. Just taking your cheek to the floor, wriggle the hips out. Good, let's do the other side. So again, you can keep both hands in front and just kick the left foot to the ceiling, or you can catch the left ankle and kick the left hand up. And then maybe lift the right limbs 2, get up into the back bend, good Zoe, 3, 2, I know it's awkward, and 1, release, push back into child's pose. Not a well-loved pose, Bo. So, either cat through tunnel or come to lie on your belly 1 more time. Now, if you were just kicking up the leg, you're going to do 3 breaths on the right side. You can keep your hands here if you wish, and then 3 breaths on the left side, kicking that leg as high as you can. Otherwise, you're going to be doing 5 breaths in full bow, catching the outsides of both angles. Remember to kick, not lift. All right, when you're ready, lift up maybe 3 in each, or maybe 5 in the middle. Keep kicking, keep lifting. 3, 2, very nice. Release, push back into a wide child or hare pose. Knees are splayed, and you're trying to drop down between your inner thighs, taking your hands forwards, stretching into the upper back. Good. And then coming up to sitting, let's tuck the toes right under and sit back on the heels, stretching out the plantar fascia. Rolling the shoulders back. Actually, my body needs this. Yours might do too. Just opening into the chest. It all feels a bit tight up there. Good. And then let's step back to downward facing dog and just pulse out the dog for a moment, or walk out the dog, taking a few breaths. And then we're going to step or jump through to sitting. Bring the legs out in front. We'll just take a moment in Dandasana, hands by the hips, chin to chest, length in the back of the neck. And we're going to move to Baddha Konasana, but we'll take a nice passive long one to begin with. Soles of the feet together, but heels quite far away from the pelvis. Just holding the shins or the ankles, pull with your arms so that you're not here, but you're here. Really use your arms to pick up through the spine. And now pull your belly in and try and maintain that as you lift your arms. So now your core is holding you there, not your arms. And then let's just take the hands down and walk forwards. And now you can round your back and release to the floor. Good. And then let's walk back up. And this time we'll bring the heels in closer. And we'll catch hold of the feet and use your elbows to press down on your thighs or knees as you start to pull yourself towards your feet. Good. And then coming up. So we're going to do a little bit of abdominal work. So placing the feet out in front, just far enough that they can go flat. You're going to rock off your sitting bones until you feel your abdominal section is fully engaged. And then bring your arms alongside. Level 2, you may want to bring the legs up to boat pose. We're going to hold for 5, for 4, for 3, for 2, for 1. You're going to release the legs down. Give yourself a breath just to release forwards. You're going to come back and do a second round. So again, if that felt easy, rock back further or lift the legs and breathe for 5, for 4, for 3, for 2, and for 1. Release and just fold over your legs. And then bringing in the obliques, let's come back up, rock off the sitting bones. Option to have the legs up or down. Bring the hands together, twist and try and hover or even touch your elbow towards the floor. Breathe 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Let's come back up and release. And final one. And twisting for 5, for 4, for 3, for 2, and 1. Come back up and slowly lower. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And stretch fingers and toes away from each other, opening into that whole abdominal area. Good. So let's hug the right knee into the chest. And then we're going to take it into a hamstring stretch. So level 1, you might want to bend your left leg and place the foot on the floor. Level 2, try and keep the left leg straight with the foot flexed to anchor the left leg in position. And then we're going to stretch the right leg up to the ceiling. Get it as straight as you can. And then hold it as high up towards possibly even catching the foot as you can. But getting straight knee here. Let's take a few breaths. Holding the leg, drawing the leg towards you as it straightens. Breath is steady. Good. And then catching the shin with both hands, I want you to float your head and shoulders off the floor, leading with your heart, not with your head. And then look forwards past your knee. Float the left foot. And we're going to do 10 scissor switches for 10, for 9, for 8, for 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. You're going to finish holding the right leg, release the left leg and the head back to the floor. Bend your right knee and then take your left arm out to the floor. And then using your right hand, guide the right knee out to the right. If you've got the flexibility, you can hold the big toe and begin to straighten the leg. But getting into that inner groin stretch into the inner thigh. If your left hip is lifting off the floor, try and get it back down. That will increase the stretch into the groin. Is everyone still okay? Okay, good. Good. Lifting the right leg up. You're going to swap hands. So you're now either holding the knee or the foot in the left hand. Take your right hand to the floor and then guide the leg across into a twist. And then work on getting the right shoulder back to the floor. Great. And then we'll release and come back to hugging the knees into the chest. And then again, either with a bent right knee or a straight right leg on the floor, we're going to take the left leg up to the ceiling. Walk the hands as high up the leg as you can. Try and get it as straight as you can. And begin to breathe into the hamstring. And then again, we'll catch behind the shin and we'll lift, leading with the heart, lifting the left leg too, and 10 scissor switches. Get up as high as you can with the shoulders. That's what really works the abdominals. 5, 4. So you're going to finish holding the left leg, taking the head and the right leg back to the floor. Bending the knee or catching the toe, whatever you did on the other side. You're going to take the left leg out to the left whilst extending the right arm away. And then work on squeezing that right butt cheek to the floor where it wants to lift. And then let's turn it into a twist, bringing the leg back up and swapping hands, switching hands. And either bent leg or straight leg, taking it out to the right, and then working the left shoulder back to the floor. And then gently release. Let's hug both knees back into the chest for a moment. And then we'll set up for our back bend, placing the feet flat to the floor, Get the heels close to your hips and hips width apart, hands by the sides. Press through the feet to roll up through your spine. And as you get to the shoulders, walk the shoulder heads in towards each other. And then press the hips up by pushing down into the heels. Breathe, steady breaths here. And then a slow release down. And just rock the knees from side to side. Don't hug them in yet. And then we'll move into a second round of back bending. You can always move to wheel pose if that's in your practice by bringing the arms by the ears. Otherwise, sticking with bridge pose, let's press through the feet, roll up through the spine, and come up onto your shoulders or hands, feeling that back bend. And then we'll slowly come down. And this time we'll hug the knees into the chest and stretch out the lower back. And then just take your legs up to the ceiling. And you can either stay there or you can lift the hips. And we're just going to modify our shoulder stand tonight by holding the hips with the legs at 45 degrees and just hang out there. Or you can just hang out with the legs up to the ceiling. Take a few slower, deeper breaths here. And then slowly coming down, let's take the legs to the floor and we'll just push up into fish posture. So press the elbows down to lift your head and shoulders off the floor, and then slowly pushing the heart center upwards, drop the crown of the head back down. And then gently lift up to release and hug the knees back in. And then we're slowly going to release into Shavasana, but I recommend maybe putting on a jumper. The heating takes such a long time to heat the room. But you want to be warm in your Shavasana. Maybe a pair of socks as well. And we've been working with the circular meditation this month. And this can be a lot easier sitting up, but I also know that it feels really good to lie down after a yoga practice. So I'll leave it up to you. You might want to start lying down and then sit up, or you may just want to stay in Shavasana the whole time. Or you may want to sit up the whole time, whatever you feel is most appropriate to your body. And just to recap, the circular meditation, you follow your breath with your attention, your awareness. And that attention and awareness on the inhale comes up the back of your spine, passes through your third eye, and then you exhale it down the front of the body. So you inhale it up the back, passes through your third eye, and you exhale it down the front to basically the perineum is where you pull it up from. So just begin to find that breath awareness. And every time your mind wanders, which it will, and that's fine, that's expected, just gently remind yourself of your breath awareness practice and return back to your circular meditation. You don't need to do any special kind of breath here. It's just a very soft and subtle breath in the body. Or it can be slightly longer and fuller than your natural state, if that feels comfortable. At the end of the next round, just release the circular meditation. Just allow the body and the breath to be completely free. Your awareness to just relax, release, let the mind be free as well. And then when you're ready, gently wriggle your fingers and toes and stretch your arms up and over your head. Take a deep breath in and exhale it out. And again, inhale and exhale. Gently hug your knees into your chest if you're lying down. And in your own way, make your way up to sitting. Let's bring the hands to the heart. Take a moment to offer our gratitude for our lives and our health, our loved ones, and for our practice of yoga. We acknowledge the light that shines within us. Om Shanti Namaste. Thank you all very much. Thank you. Well done. Not easy, Strength Week. You all did really well.